guys, my name is Marie and welcome to my kawaii world. So in this video, I'm going to be doing a walking tour of Myeongdong. The last video I did was back in 2017 and believe it or not, a lot has changed since then. Some people say that Myeongdong is a tourist trap and that everything is expensive there and you shouldn't go there. And I disagree. I think that it's a great place to go to just get all of your K-beauty shopping done in one place. And they have a lot of different restaurants and cafes that you might want to visit all in one location. So it's just really convenient and efficient. Right when you come out of the subway station, if you head towards exits 5 and 6, you'll see a couple of stores that sell these Korean socks, and they're really cute. They have every character imaginable, and you can buy them here or you can buy them from a street vendor, but I think this is a great souvenir. And then if you look this way, there is a little underground shopping mall, and you can find Korea souvenirs, accessories, clothing, and I've seen a couple of stores that sell K-pop merchandise like cards and stickers and calendars, and I've also seen vendors that sell fake Supreme stuff and other fake brand name goods here. The stuff here is a little bit more expensive than what you would find in places like Express Bus Terminal or Gangnam, but if you're pressed for time, then I think it's a great place to pick up whatever you need. Now I'm going out of the exit. I think this is either exit 5 or 6, and you will end up at the main shopping street in Myeongdong. If you want to get any information or pick up a map of Myeongdong and ask somebody where you should go, then you could talk to these people with the red jackets. They'll either be here or further down the street. This is the Tom's Honey Butter Almond Farm store. I think one of the more popular souvenirs to purchase in Korea are honey butter flavored almonds. They're really good. They taste kind of like honey roasted peanuts, but they're almond and they have a butter taste. But at this store you can find all different kinds of flavors, from the black sugar boba milk tea flavored almond to an almond that is coated in light blue chocolate and then rolled in pop rocks. That one is actually really good. It's one of my favorites. They also have spicy chicken flavored almonds, tiramisu, matcha green tea, corn, which is really good. I am planning on making a video about all the different flavors of almonds. We're going to review them, so stay tuned for that. But as you can see, this is a really cute little store with lots of spots for cute photos, so definitely come check this place out. I think that the cheapest price I paid for a bag of these almonds is about 4,800 won, and the higher range is around 6,800, but the prices vary and sometimes you could find them on sale. So now we've arrived at the Line store. You might want to come here and take a photo with that big brown bear. Sometimes he changes his outfit depending on the season. Line is a chatting app that's really popular in Japan. I think in Korea, Kakao is the more dominant app, but they still have a lot of Line stores throughout Seoul, and they're all really cute. I think the Line store in Itaewon is probably the biggest, and it also has a cafe, and so does the Line store in Hongdae. The Myeongdong one is pretty small, but they still have a lot of merchandise. If you guys are into BTS, then you probably want to stop by the Line store and pick up some BT21 merchandise. I actually filmed a really detailed video of all of the stuff that they have in the store, so if you guys want to shop with me, then I will link that in the corner or in the description box. If you go out of the Line store and turn left, right across the way you'll see the new Mediheal store. And if you're into sheet masks, then I really recommend this mask. I buy these in bulk online, but you can buy these at the store, at Olive Young. Check out my stash right here. This tea tree mask is probably one of my favorites. I also like the collagen one and the water mead one. I try to pay no more than 1,000 won or $1 per mask, so I usually get them on sale. And as you can see, these come with boxes of 10, so I really stocked up on these. The other mask that I like is Jejun, but these tend to be a little bit more expensive, and also they're a lot stronger. The Mediheal ones are just really gentle and good for everyday use. If I remember, I try to do one mask every day. If you leave the Mediheal store and turn right and just go down the street, we're going to head to one of my favorite stores in Korea to shop for cute stationery and other home goods and stuff, and that is Artbox. And I have tons of videos where you can go shopping with me at Artbox, so I will link those and definitely check them out if you like cute things. They sell tons of pens and stationery and cases and things like that. But I want to show you something that I think makes a really good Korea souvenir. Aren't these little characters the cutest? They have pins and keychains and magnets and little patches, and they also have this nail set with these cute little Korean characters on them. So this is one of the biggest art boxes in Korea. It's 3 stories, and in addition to stationery supplies, they also sell blind boxes, and I believe on the 3rd floor they have some gacha machines, so if you're into those Japanese capsule toys, you can get them here. So when you leave Artbox, if you turn right and look across the street, on the 2nd floor of the building across, you'll see a Yoogane. This is a chain restaurant, so there's multiple locations throughout Seoul, including 2 in Myeongdong. But I really like to come here to get that spicy fried chicken. This is called dakgalbi, and you can get it with cabbage. There's tteok, which is Korean rice cake, onions, cheese, which makes it so good. You can even add ramen to this, and then if you want, when you're done eating the chicken, you can ask them to make fried rice. It costs a little bit extra, but if you have any extra room in your stomach, get this. It's the best part. The side dishes are self-serve, and they have some bread and butter pickles, a clear bean sprouts soup, cabbage with a sweet apple kiwi dressing. All of these things are just really refreshing and sort of help to cool off your mouth and cut the richness of the cheese and sort of the heaviness of this dish. This is a really ugly but insanely delicious meal. There's another location in Myeongdong, which I'll show you guys a little bit later in the video. So if you go back to the Mediheal store and turn left, this is sort of a really busy back alleyway of Myeongdong that has a lot of vendors that sell accessories and clothing. There's some K-beauty stores, of course, but I wanted to show you guys this place where you can get traditional Korean street food like tteokbokki, oden, and also those fried hot dogs that are covered in potatoes. You can get maya kimbap and sundae and just all kinds of traditional Korean street food. And granted, this will be a little bit more expensive than what you would pay in another location in Seoul, but if you're pressed for time, you can find it here. Now we're going to head to one of my favorite places to shop in Myeongdong, and that's Allland. I previously pronounced this Allland, but somebody corrected me. This is where I like to come to test out my favorite K-beauty products. They sell COSRX, Dear Claire's, Wishtrand, Hamish, Neogen, Benton, Wamisa, Sun & Park, Nizon, and it seems like they're always the first to get the new and up-and-coming K-beauty products. And they occasionally have sales, so sometimes they have really good prices here. I usually end up buying all of my K-beauty products online, but sometimes you just want to see the products in person just to test them out, so I like to come here to do that. I would say that Allland is sort of like Urban Outfitters. Mostly they sell clothing and accessories, but the K-beauty is what interests me the most. So I want to go back to the subway station right out of exit 5 where we started. This is the main street in Myeongdong. This is where you can find all of the K-beauty road shop or drugstore brands, and I have a video on my channel talking about what you should buy when you go to these stores. I'll link that if you guys are interested. When you're here, make sure to take a picture in front of this gorgeous rainbow in front of the Banilico store. During the day, this can be a busy shopping street, but on Friday and Saturday evenings, all of these carts emerge and people are out there selling street food. Some of the vendors sell more traditional street food like hotdog or fried pancakes, egg bread, which is a sweet bread with egg on top of it. This looks like fried crab, japchae and mandu, dried squid or fish. Some of the food is a little bit more innovative though. For instance, this grilled lobster with butter and cheese. They also have pomegranate juice and Oreo churros. Sometimes this street food can get kind of pricey, but I think there's a really good variety here, and if you're somebody who enjoys eating street food, then you'll probably really love this scene. Personally, I love this cheese tteok, which has a little bit of condensed milk in the bottom. It's really good and really savory. I also like this giant swirly potato stick dipped in cheese or onion powder. There's also a vendor who sells 32 centimeter ice cream. This is a frozen s'more that's torched on the outside, so it's burnt and crispy. This is croissant taiyaki, which is a Japanese fish cake filled with red bean, but this one is sweet and buttery and crispy on the outside. So they have tons of sweet food, tons of savory food, and you can really make a meal out of this if you're into that kind of thing. Keep walking straight down the street and cross this intersection and you will hit the Tiger Sugar store. And Tiger Sugar is where you can get that Taiwanese black sugar boba with a thick cream. It's really rich, really delicious, and it's one of our favorite places to get boba in Seoul. I actually did a video on my top 5 places to get boba, and I think 2 of them you can find here in Myeongdong. So I will link that video in the description box or in the corner if you guys want to check it out. My favorite thing to get is the black sugar boba plus pearl milk with cream, and that contains 2 different sizes of tapioca, and instead of using a regular milk, they will use a thick heavy whipping cream, which makes this drink taste ultra creamy and ultra delicious. Next to Tiger Sugar, you'll find Osulloc, and this is a high-end Korean tea brand. It's kind of like Teavana. They sell expensive teas, and it's owned by the same conglomerate, Amore Pacific, that owns Innisfree. I love this Hallabong green tea drink, and I also think they have really delicious shaved ice. I think this is probably one of my favorite places to get shaved ice in Seoul. They have a tangerine version as well as a green tea with red bean shaved ice, and there's a combo that you can get with a bounty green tea roll cake. This Myeongdong location is actually kind of small and it's not the nicest Osulloc store. Personally, I would go to the one in Yongsan, which is located in the Amore Pacific building. Now down the street we have Billy Angel Cake, and this is what I like to get there. It's this multi-layered rainbow crepe cake. Each of the colors in this layered crepe cake have a slightly different flavor, which I don't think I've seen in a lot of rainbow cakes. Billy Angel is a chain bakery and they have locations all throughout Seoul. I haven't been to the Myeongdong one actually, but I just saw this when I was walking by and I thought I would point it out to you guys. This video footage is from the location in the Coex Mall in the Starfield Library. There are so many dessert places to choose from in this neighborhood, so you really have to choose wisely. Out of the ones I've shown you so far, I would probably go to Osulloc unless you're going to another location that has a better Osulloc, because that one's unique to Korea. A lot of these other shops are not really native to Korea. So we've arrived at the alley, and this is another place where you can get the brown sugar milk tea. I actually prefer Tiger Sugar over this place. I think that Tiger Sugar is a little bit cheaper and their boba is much better. But if there are too many people waiting in line at Tiger Sugar and you just want to get a milk tea drink, then you could come here too. They make a pretty okay boba, and it's not as thick and creamy as a Tiger Sugar one, but it's still pretty good. This was the very first brown sugar milk tea drink that I tried ever in Seoul, and so I like it. They also have this Aurora series of drinks, and as you can see from the picture, my drink looked nothing like what it's supposed to. It's supposed to contain butterfly PT and have sort of a color changing effect, but it looks like whoever made my drink did not know what they're doing, but it still tasted pretty good. Okay, let's head out of the alley and turn left and make another left and walk straight down the street, and you will see Lotte department store. This is a high-end department store that sells a lot of big name brands. They have a duty-free shop if you're into that, and they also sell expensive makeup brands like Hera, Ohui, Solwasu. They also sell high-end European designer brands as well as some American brands, but if you're American, I'll probably just go shopping for that kind of stuff back home because it will be more expensive in Korea. Lotte is one of those big department stores in Korea, and I think the other big department stores here are Shinsegae and Hyundai. So right down the street from Lotte department store is Yong Plaza, and to access both of these big shopping areas, you can take this underground tunnel. And these tunnels are especially nice in the winter and summer when it's really hot and really cold. It's nice to be a little bit protected from the elements. If you go right, then you'll head towards the Lotte department store, and if you go to the left side, then you'll end up at Yong Plaza. So this is Lotte department store. There's a Louis Vuitton, there's a lot of other high-end European brands, and in my opinion it's not that different from shopping at Neiman Marcus or Saks or Mitsukoshi in Ginza. So instead of going in there, I thought I would take you guys inside of Yong Plaza, and this is just kind of a fun place for younger people. They have cute brands like Kakao and Line Friends, and they also have some K-pop stuff downstairs, I believe, but it was under construction when I went. Upstairs they have a lot of clothing retailers, but the strange thing is a lot of the retailers here like Chu and Salmanda have a flagship store in Myeongdong, and those stores have a much more immersive and fun retail experience, so I would probably go there over any of these places. However, if it's a really hot or really cold day or the air is bad and you just want to shop inside, then maybe you want to check this place out. This little shop is called Rolla Rolla, and they have a really adorable store in Hongdae. I think that they carry really cute swimsuits, but the retail space in Hongdae is just amazing. So if you have a chance to go there, I definitely recommend it. Yong Plaza also carries a lot of other inexpensive fast fashion, but personally I would probably go to Express Bus Terminal or Gangnam Station to shop for that kind of stuff. Directly across from Yong Plaza, you can start to head back to the shopping area. This is another big street that kind of intersects with the main street in Myeongdong, and in the evenings on weekends you'll find food vendors here selling street food. Right now we're heading up to Innisfree Green Cafe, and I think this is a really calming space in Myeongdong to just sit and eat if you don't want to stand and eat street food. And if you want to eat something that's a little bit lighter and a little bit healthier, then you might want to come here. The menu changes from time to time, but you can usually find something that's pretty refreshing and healthy here. And you can also get those fluffy Japanese style souffle pancakes. So if you turn left when you come out of Innisfree, you'll see this store called Chikor, and I would compare this to Sephora. It's kind of like a all-encompassing beauty shop that carries so many different K-beauty brands that are kind of hard to find in other places. They carry all the glow pick beauty favorites, and they have a fun little shelf with kids nail polish and sun cushions, which I think is really cute. I'll do a more detailed video later, but definitely check this place out if you're into makeup and skincare. So next I'm going to take you to my secret favorite Long Tong restaurant. It's not really a secret, I actually featured it in a previous video, but I just want to mention it again because I really like this place. Long Tong is a rich bone broth soup, and it's a really hearty meal. This is a place where you won't find a lot of foreigners. There will be a lot of older Koreans eating here, and it has a really old school atmosphere. Sometimes you don't really want to stand around and eat street food, and you just want to come to a restaurant and sit down. And so for that, I really think that this is a nice place. The soup is really affordable. It's only 10,000 won for a bowl and 12,000 won for a large. And this is just a really delicious, hearty bone broth soup that's great for winter. You have to season it yourself with salt. So if you taste the soup and it tastes really bland, then make sure to add some salt to it. The salt completely transforms the flavor. And what I like about this place is that I felt kind of iffy about going to the bathroom here, but when I went to the bathroom, I saw that there was a teeny tiny bar of soap, which means that the workers have the opportunity to use soap after they use the restroom, and that always makes me feel good. Long Tong tastes especially good on a really cold winter day, and trust me, the winters in Seoul are pretty brutal, so you will love this bowl of piping hot soup. So this street intersects with that main skincare street in Myeongdong, and if we keep going straight, we're going to find Looki B, and this is where you can get that rose gelato that's so pretty. And unlike a lot of desserts, this actually looks as good as it tastes. They also have trendy dessert items, so I think they had some kind of black sugar ice cream last time I went. You can't go wrong with the rose gelato though, it's so good. So if you're standing at Looki B and you look across the street, you'll see an Olive Young, and you want to cross the street and head down this direction, and I'll show you where you can find another really good old school soup place. Colm Tong is another rich Korean beef broth, and this is a restaurant that specializes in Colm Tong. It's been around for quite a while. I think it's 60 or 80 years old, and you have to pay when you enter. The price I think is kind of high, and they're a little bit stingy on the amount of food that they give you, but the soup is really good. The workers at this restaurant are kind of abrupt and rude, but I still come here anyway because I actually prefer Colm Tong over Long Tong. I think it has a more clean flavor than Long Tong, and I think this restaurant makes a pretty good Colm Tong. This is another restaurant where you won't see a ton of foreigners. Usually when I come here, there's a bunch of old Korean people, and one of the nice things about this restaurant is you don't really have to wait. The service is really efficient. And just so you know, the water is self-service here in the back. So if you leave this restaurant and go back the way you came, and then you want to turn left when you hit Allland, we're going to head towards Youngdong Cathedral. This is the birthplace of the Roman Catholic Church in Korea, and I'm not Catholic, but the reason I like to come here is because they have a coffee shop in the underground shopping area that I really like. It's called Coffee Libre, and I would say that this is my #1 favorite place to get coffee beans in Korea. So if you like to make your own coffee at home, Coffee Libre carries some really solid coffee beans. I also really like their branding. It's this Mexican luchador mask that I think is really cool. So do you guys remember where Looki B was? Instead of heading down that way towards Allland, let's go left and head down this little street. This is where you can find the 2 Myeongdong Kyoja locations, and I just want to show you guys these in case you're wondering where they are. I actually don't like this restaurant at all. I feel like it's so crowded, so impersonal, so touristy, and I don't even like the food that much. I think that there's a much better place to get kalguksu in Ipark Mall, but I know that everyone likes to go to these places, so I just wanted to point them out to you. There's another Yoogane location, and that's where you can get the chicken dakgalbi, and there's also a Coco's curry upstairs for anyone who used to live in Japan and just happens to love Coco's curry. I know that a lot of Americans really like Coco's curry for some reason. Now over here to the right side, there's a Seoul, and this is where you can get that Korean bingsu. Seoul is probably one of the more popular places to get Korean shaved ice, and in the summer this is really good. This is the injomi shaved ice, and it's sort of a bean powder that's used for desserts in Asia, and it's really good. And you pour a little bit of condensed milk on top of it to add a little extra sweetness. Seoul is a chain, and you can find locations all throughout Seoul. They have a menu that changes depending on the season. So in the summer they'll have a melon shaved ice. In the wintertime they'll do strawberries because strawberries are in season. But if you're interested in learning more about bingsu, I actually have a video on that, and I will link it down below or up in the corner. So let's turn right when we come out of Seoul, and if you look down this little street to the left here, you'll see Isaac Toast. Isaac Toast sells these Korean breakfast sandwiches that I think are traditionally called kilgori, but Isaac Toast sells its own version, which is really sweet, really savory, and really good. And they make pizza flavored ones, bulgogi ones. They have a potato one that's actually my favorite, and they also make bagel sandwiches. So if you want to pick up a quick breakfast to go, then I absolutely love Isaac Toast, and I actually tried to make this at home. So if you guys are missing Korea and you want to try to make your own Isaac Toast, then check out my home cafe video in the description box. So next up we have Urban Space, and if you are jealous of those kids cafes in Korea, this is a cafe for adults. And the crazy thing about this place is they have a ball pit. This is a really Instagram friendly place. Everything is bright and pink and just waiting for you to take a photo there. I don't think that this place is really meant for kids because they sell alcoholic beverages and every person who enters is required to buy one. And also everything in the ball pit seemed a little bit grungy. It didn't seem like it was well maintained like a lot of the kids cafes are, and I know that a lot of kids cafes undergo regular cleaning, but it wasn't clear to me that that happens here. The only reason that we came here was Sienna spotted the sign from the street and she wanted to go upstairs and check it out, so we did. And we had to buy 2 drinks. Each person who enters is required to purchase 1 beverage, and I think the price range is about $10 or more. And you can get them with or without alcohol. Of course, I opted to get these without alcohol so that Sienna could drink them too. The drinks are heavily loaded with sugar and very artificial tasting. But if you want to take some cute Instagram photos with your girlfriends, then check this place out. Let's make a left when we come out of urban space, and right next door to this cafe is another Myeongdong Cathedral location. Honestly, I do not understand why this restaurant has Michelin stars. I am just not a big fan of this place for some reason. I would much rather get a Long Tong or a Colm Tong from those other two restaurants that I showed you guys before. So we're coming up on another Artbox. This Artbox is really small. It's only one story, but it's alright. Do you guys see that blue building up ahead? That's Café de Paris, and for some reason this is really popular among tourists in Korea. I'm not really sure I understand the appeal of this place. It looks like it just sells fruit parfaits, but I see this talked about a lot on social media. I've never actually been here though, so leave a comment if I'm missing something by not having gone here. If you go down this street, you're gonna see a giant pink building, and this is the Style Nanda Pink Hotel. And I think this is one of my favorite places to go in Myeongdong. This is such a wonderful retail experience. The decor and the concept of this place is so well thought out and just so well done. This is a makeup and clothing brand that's targeted towards millennials. In 2018, L'Oreal, the French makeup brand, acquired 100% of the company, so this is no longer Korean owned. But the look and feel of the store and the products that they sell here feel very modern day Korean and just seem very cool. On the top floor of the hotel, they have this pink pool cafe which sells really fun cotton candy drinks, and then they have a rooftop. This is what it used to look like in 2017. I like how they had all the green trees surrounding the terrace, but when I went back recently it was pretty sparse. So there are two Seonanda cafes, this one, and there's also a location in Hongdae, and if you guys are interested in checking that out, I did a video on both of the Seonanda stores. I will link that in the description box below. So next we're going to head towards another fun pink store. This is the Chu supermarket. Chu is a brand that's marketed towards women probably in their early 20s, and the quality of their clothes is just okay, but I think that this retail space is really fun and definitely worth checking out. Chu is famous for their -5 kilogram jeans, which are really tight jeans that make you look like you lost 5 kilograms. But isn't this little ball pit area fun? It doesn't go very deep, but I think it's a nice place to take a picture. My favorite part of the store is this iridescent curtain that goes up to the 3rd floor and this magenta pink light behind the wall. The 3rd floor isn't that interesting, they just sell jewelry up here. The downstairs area is also super fun and pretty. I love the supermarket theme and they really go all out with the designs here. So let's turn right when we come out of Chu, and if you walk straight down the street you'll see the 8-story Daiso that is so popular. It's such a great place to go shopping for souvenirs and just junk that you don't really need. Daiso is a Japanese store, but the Korean branch of Daiso is really different from the Japanese branch, and I think that it has a separate ownership structure because they don't carry a lot of the things that you can find in Japanese Daiso. There is a special group called Daiso Design Lab, and you can follow them on Instagram, and they design seasonal products like this unicorn line and also the cherry blossom product, and it seems like every few months they're coming up with new merchandise. The other fun thing about this store is how they organize everything in rainbow color order. This just makes me feel so good for some reason. If you guys like Daiso and you want to find out what I recommend buying at the Korean Daiso, then check out my Daiso playlist. I will link it up in the corner or in the description box below. I also want to let you guys know that from exit 3 of Myeongdong Station, if you walk up this hill for about 7 to 10 minutes, you can reach the base of Namsan Tower. And from there, you can either take a cable car or you can walk all the way up to the top of the tower. Once you get to the top, you can purchase a lock for about $8 to $20 and stick it on the fence. If you want to save some money, then pick up a lock and a pen at Daiso before you come here. There are also some restaurants at the base of Namsan Tower and you can eat here. The food is okay, and there's also an arcade, but from my experience, the claw machines were super rigged and it was really hard to win anything here. So this is my guide as of April 2020, but things are always changing in Seoul, so make sure to look everything up online before you go to make sure it's open. I want to give a big shout out to my Patreons and channel members for sponsoring this video, and if you guys found this helpful in planning your trip to Seoul, consider becoming a channel member or Patreon member so that I can keep making more videos like this for you guys.